Get ready for a peek into a world of aquatic wonders that will shatter your perception of fish as you know them. These extraordinary fish will challenge everything you thought you knew about aquatic life. Prepare to be amazed as we unveil the secrets of these mesmerizing creatures that go beyond imagination. From weird-looking animals that defy classification to scary hunters, here are 15 fish you won't believe actually exist. Number 15, Blobfish. Introducing the Blobfish. These fellas sport one heck of a peculiar, sad, and downright ugly face. They've been crowned the champions of ugliness. But you know what? The Blobfish is a fascinating creature, no doubt about it. Their features can be oddly human, but in a more comical way. Think of a grumpy-faced old cartoon grandpa, not the spooky, human-like faces that some other animals pull off. With their ginormous lips, beady eyes, and a head that's jelly-like, the Blobfish often wears a particularly displeased expression. I mean, wouldn't you be a tad cross if folks kept cracking jokes about your appearance? These weird fish belong to a family known as fathead sculpins, but they've definitely earned their Blobfish reputation. These guys just can't seem to catch a break. But here's the kicker. The Blobfish is perfectly suited to its abode. Its gelatinous appearance is a result of having very few bones. It calls the depths of up to 2,000 feet home, where the pressure could squish any other critter. Suddenly, the Blobfish's wobbly body doesn't seem so silly anymore, does it? Let's raise a fin to the Blobfish, the unrivaled masters of adaptation in the deep sea. They may not win any beauty contests, but they've surely won our hearts with their unique charm and resilience. Number 14, the Fangtooth Fish. The Fangtooth Fish, this deep-sea predator, is straight out of a horror flick. With its menacing dark appearance and a mouth full of sharp teeth, this fish could give any horror movie monster a run for its money. Don't let its size fool you, though, as the Fangtooth Fish reaches a modest length of only 6 inches. But here's the jaw-dropping fact. Its teeth are the largest of any fish species relative to its body size. The 2 biggest teeth on its lower jaw are so long that the Fangtooth Fish has specially designed sockets on the roof of its mouth to house them when it closes its jaws. Living in the depths of 660 feet to 16,400 feet in tropical and temperate oceans worldwide, this fearsome fish relies on its keen sense of smell to hunt down its prey. Its eyes, although relatively small, are not well adapted to the dimly lit deep-sea environment. As a result, the Fangtooth Fish primarily relies on its olfactory senses. It feasts on small fish and cephalopods, thanks to its exceptional ability to detect vibrations and pressure changes in the water, facilitated by a specialized sensory system called the lateralis system. Now let's talk about its striking appearance. The Fangtooth Fish's dark coloration and formidable features actually serve as a clever defense mechanism and camouflage against potential predators. While it may look like a nightmare, this fish is a prime example of how life in the deep sea has evolved to withstand extreme conditions and scarcity of resources. Number 13, the Toothpick Fish. The Toothpick Fish is a tiny creature that resides in the mighty Amazon River. You may have heard whispers of its legendary escapades, particularly its supposed affinity for venturing into human urethras. Yes, you heard it right. It's the infamous Kandaru. This little fish has made its way into the plots of countless Amazon-themed movies, becoming a staple in their mythology. Although there aren't actually many confirmed cases of these pea-loving fish setting up camp in unfortunate appendages. Still, the legend persists. Let's discuss the peculiarities of these minuscule fish. The toothpick fish is one of the rare parasitic fish species known to mankind. When they're not on their daring urine adventures, they prefer to cozy up in the warm gills of other fish, securing their lodgings by deploying an array of spines. This is the secret to their painful reputation when it comes to sensitive areas of the human anatomy. But let's not forget, the host fish doesn't get off easy either. The toothpick fish, despite its petite size, is known to nibble away and sip on its victim's blood. Don't be deceived by the name toothpick, which might conjure images of something skinny and harmless. These critters are sharp and pointy, living up to their name in a less culinary sense. So, and a word of caution. If you ever find yourself in a predicament with a kangaroo venturing into your system, you know the part I mean, pulling it out may result in some serious damage to your body. And if it manages to fully settle in, well, you're in for a surprise. So maybe it's best to steer clear of the Amazon altogether. But remember, the toothpick fish is a peculiar creature shrouded in myth and intrigue. Whether it's a daring urethral explorer or a resident of gill neighborhoods, this little fish reminds us that nature always has surprises waiting around the corner. Number 12, the Sawfish. The Sawfish, a group of large fish with a distinctive style, proudly belong to the ray family. These fish are no ordinary swimmers, as they sport a striking feature that sets them apart: a long, flat snout or rostrum lined with teeth-like structures. We're talking about the mighty Sawfish. There are 5 living species of these beauties, and they call coastal waters, estuaries, and freshwater habitats in tropical and subtropical regions their home. Now let's talk size. Sawfish can reach jaw-dropping dimensions, with some species stretching up to a whopping 23 feet in length. But it's their rostrum that steals the show. This elongated snout accounts for a significant portion of their body length, sometimes even a third. And what's even more fascinating is that the teeth along their rostrum aren't true teeth at all. They're modified scales, and the number of tooth-like structures can vary from 14 to 37 pairs depending on the species. The sawfish's rostrum isn't just a pretty face. Sorry, snout. It serves multiple purposes in their underwater escapades. Firstly, it acts as a remarkable sensory organ, allowing them to detect the electric fields produced by their prey. Talk about having a sixth sense. Additionally, the sawfish uses its rostrum to dig through sediment, uncovering hidden sources of delicious food. But that's not all. This versatile appendage also doubles as a weapon. With a swift side-to-side motion, the sawfish slashes its rostrum to stun or injure prey, including fish and crustaceans. It's like having a built-in Swiss Army knife. Unfortunately, these magnificent creatures face numerous challenges. Sawfish tend to be slow-moving, preferring a leisurely life near the ocean floor. However, this lifestyle makes them vulnerable to habitat degradation, fishing, and accidental capture. It's a tough world out there for the sawfish, which is why all species are currently classified as endangered or critically endangered. Thankfully, conservation efforts are underway internationally to protect and preserve these unique and captivating fish. Number 11, the Goblin Shark. Imagine a creature so elusive it's like a fishy phantom, rarely glimpsed by human eyes. That's the Goblin Shark for you, an enigmatic deep-sea dweller that keeps its secrets hidden. But when it does make an appearance, brace yourself for its peculiar goblin-like features. Just picture a snout so flattened and prominent that it could rival any cartoon villain. And get this, the Goblin Shark has a nifty trick up its sleeve, or rather in its jaws. Its jaws are not only extendable but can actually shoot forward like a goblin's surprise attack, snatching prey with lightning speed. Now where can you spot this mysterious creature? The Goblin Shark likes to hang out in the deep waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. It prefers the dark depths, where sunlight struggles to penetrate. Depths ranging from 890 feet to 3,150 feet are its preferred stomping grounds. And size? Well, the Goblin Shark can reach up to 12 feet in length, but rumor has it that some specimens grow even bigger. It's like encountering the jaws of the deep-sea world. But let's zoom in on the most striking feature of the Goblin Shark, the snout. It's not just for show. That elongated, flattened snout is actually covered in special sensory organs called ampullae of Lorenzini. Fancy name, huh? These organs have a superpower. They can detect the electric fields produced by nearby prey. It's like having a built-in fish radar. And trust me, that comes in handy when you're prowling the murky depths where visibility is limited. Let's not forget those jaws. The Goblin Shark's ability to extend its jaws forward with lightning speed is mind-boggling. It's like a secret weapon, perfectly designed for snatching up unsuspecting fish and cephalopods. And its teeth? Well, they're like long, needle-like grips made for capturing slippery prey. Dinner is served. And did we mention the Goblin Shark's pinkish-gray hue? It's not just for fashion. Those color tones are a result of blood vessels near the skin's surface, helping the shark maintain its body temperature in the chilly deep-sea environment. It's like having a built-in thermos. Number 10, the white-margin Stargazer fish. Prepare to be amazed by the white-margin Stargazer fish, the sneaky trickster of the ocean. Now, don't be fooled by its innocent name or that goofy expression on its face. This fish is far from a dreamy stargazer. In fact, it's more like a mischievous mastermind. You see, the Stargazer earned its name because its eyes are strategically positioned on top of its head, always looking upward. Why, you ask? Well, it's all part of its devious plan to hide and surprise its prey. By burying itself in the sand or silt, only its watchful eyes remain visible. Talk about a perfect disguise. It's like the James Bond of the underwater world. But wait, there's more to this crafty character. The white-margin Stargazer isn't just a master of camouflage. It has some serious powers hidden beneath its fin. First, it packs a venomous punch. Yep, you heard it right. This fish has not one but two spines armed with venom. It's like having built-in poison darts to immobilize its unsuspecting victims. That's one way to get a leg up in the seafood buffet. But the Stargazer's bag of tricks doesn't end there. Brace yourself for the shocker, literally. These sneaky fish can generate electric shocks of up to a whopping 50 volts. It's like having a live wire swimming around. Don't worry, though. They mainly use this electric jolt to stun their prey and secure a tasty meal. Talk about shocking culinary skills. Found mainly in the Indo-Pacific Ocean, the white-margin Stargazer has a varied menu. It dines on delectable delights like octopus, squid, and a whole array of fishy treats. With its clever disguises, venomous spines, and electrifying abilities, this fish is the ultimate triple threat in the deep blue. Number 9. The Glass Squid. The Glass Squid, a hidden gem in the deep sea. These captivating cephalopods are true masters of disguise. With approximately 60 known species, glass squids reside in the mysterious mesopelagic and bathypelagic zones of the ocean, lurking at depths between 660 feet and 3,300 feet. What sets them apart? Well, picture this, a squid that's almost entirely transparent. These creatures have bodies that allow light to pass through, making them practically invisible in their deep-sea habitat. It's like they're wearing the finest cloaks of invisibility. Even their internal organs, cleverly positioned within their mantle, minimize any chance of detection. Talk about being ghostly. But that's not all. Glass squids have a secret talent: bioluminescence. They have tiny light-producing organs called photophores scattered across their bodies. When these photophores light up, they emit a mesmerizing blue or green glow. It's like they've got their own disco party happening underwater. This light serves multiple purposes: luring in prey, fooling predators, and even communicating with their squid buddies. Speaking of hunting skills, glass squids are armed with retractable tentacles that would make any secret agent jealous. They use these tentacles to swiftly capture their meals, which can include small fish, crustaceans, and even other squids. When not in use, these handy tentacles are neatly coiled up and stored beneath the squid's eyes. It's like having hidden weapons ready to strike. When it comes to romance, glass squids are a bit mysterious. Their reproductive strategy remains a puzzle, as observing them in their natural habitat is quite a challenge. However, it's believed that they reproduce by releasing packets of sperm called spermatophores, which the males transfer to the females. Once fertilized, the female lays her eggs in jelly-like masses, either anchoring them to the ocean floor or attaching them to floating objects. It's like they've got their own underwater nursery. Number 8. Black Chimera. The mysterious black chimera, a fish that's like the result of a fishy science experiment gone wrong. You might mistake it for a creature made from fish puzzle pieces stitched together. With its unsettling black lines and odd appearance, it's no wonder this cartilaginous fish goes by names like redfish spookfish and ghost shark. Believe it or not, the black chimera is actually the closest living relative to sharks. Fortunately, you're unlikely to encounter one of these spooky fellows during a casual swim in the ocean. They prefer to reside in the deep, dark depths, about 8,500 feet below the surface. Talk about avoiding the limelight. These chimeras are truly unique. They have smooth, scaleless skin and a massive venomous spine in front of their dorsal fin, ready to defend themselves if needed. Even though they might not resemble your typical shark, they still have some shark-like qualities. They lay their eggs in leathery cases just like their shark cousins. And guess what? They've got a hidden superpower: electrical reception. They use this electric sense to detect and hunt down their prey. It's like having a built-in radar system. But hold on, there's something downright peculiar about the black chimera. Unlike sharks, they sport retractable appendages on their foreheads. Yeah, you heard that right. It's as if evolution decided to have a little fun and added an extra surprise to this deep-sea creature. Number 7, flying fish. Just when you thought you'd seen it all, sliding fish, perhaps walking fish, even fast-swimming fish, nature throws us a curveball and gives us flying fish. These aerial acrobats, also known as flying cod, are residents of tropical and subtropical waters, lurking at depths of around 656 feet. Now, before you get your hopes up, let me clarify. They don't actually fly like birds. Instead, they have a trick up their fins that allows them to launch themselves out of the water and glide through the air using their special wing-like fins. Believe it or not, these fishy daredevils aren't just showing off their flying skills for kicks and giggles, though that would be pretty entertaining. Scientists believe that flying fish use their airborne abilities as a defense mechanism against those pesky predators. When danger strikes, they take to the skies and leave their pursuers in their wake. It's like a fishy version of Catch Me If You Can. But here's the best part. These finned flyers are no amateurs. They can soar through the air for a whopping 45 seconds and cover distances of about 160 feet, which is about 50 meters. That's quite the wingspan, isn't it? Once their time in the air is up, they gracefully fold their pectoral fins and dive back into the welcoming embrace of the ocean, ready to regale their fishy friends with tales of their high-flying adventures. You know you've reached the big leagues when an entire country takes notice. And that's exactly what happened to our airborne friends. Barbados, a tropical paradise, has crowned itself the land of the flying fish. These captivating creatures have become symbols of the country, earning their place in Barbadian hearts. Number 6, the telescope octopus. The telescope octopus. This peculiar cephalopod calls the tropical and subtropical waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans its home, but you won't find it hanging out in the shallow end. No, this octopus prefers deep sea life, chilling at depths of around 500 to 6,500 feet. Now we can't ignore these eyes. Oh boy, these eyes are something else. The telescope octopus has developed a fantastic pair of tubular eyes that stick out from its head like mini telescopes. With these specialized peepers, it can scan the waters above, keeping an eye out for both its next meal and any potential predators. It's like having a built-in periscope. When it comes to appearances, the telescope octopus is quite the translucent wonder. Its gelatinous body can reach up to 8 inches, 20 centimeters in length, and it's as see-through as your grandma's antique china. Talk about being a fashionable choice for a deep-sea cocktail party, but don't let its transparency fool you. This octopus knows how to make a stealthy move. Instead of hunkering down on the ocean floor like its relatives, the telescope octopus prefers to float through the water column with its arms stretched out in a web-like fashion. It's like a stylish octopus superhero showing off its fabulous cape. And with that transparent body, it practically disappears into the surrounding waters, becoming a master of disguise. Sneaky, sneaky. Feeding time is where this cephalopod really shines. Its 8 arms are armed and ready with rows of suckers to snatch up some tasty treats. Small fish and crustaceans better watch out. The telescope octopus is on the prowl, and it's ready to dish out some undersea justice. Number 5, the Leafy Sea Dragon. Ever wondered why you haven't come across a Leafy Sea Dragon during your swim along the south and west coasts of Australia? Well, let me tell you, these underwater creatures are the masters of disguise. They've got leaf-like bumps covering their bodies that make it hard to believe they're even real marine life. Now, you might think those leafy bumps are just for show, like a fancy fashion statement, but they serve a greater purpose. Camouflage. These leafy sea dragons use their pectoral fin on their neck and dorsal fin near their tail to move around, while the leaves on their bodies act as their own personal wardrobe. Talk about blending in with style. These little fashionistas can grow up to about 9.5 inches long, earning them the adorable nickname of Leafies. They're so cute that they've become the marine emblem of South Australia. I guess even underwater creatures can have their own sense of fashion and become local celebrities. But let's talk about their moves. The way they glide through the water is a bit unusual and, dare I say, a tad strange. They wear those neck fins like a fancy accessory, helping them turn and steer. However, their skin is a bit stiff, so they're not the most agile swimmers out there. In fact, they're known to stay in one place for nearly 3 whole days. But don't let their laid-back attitude fool you. They can still manage to cover up to 490 feet in just an hour. They may take their time, but they can pick up the pace when they want to. Number 4. The Asian Sheepshead Rassa. The Asian Sheepshead Rass, also known as the Kubadai. These fish may look a bit peculiar, but they've got some serious skills hidden beneath their wacky appearance. Get ready for a gender-bending adventure. First things first. These wrasses hang out in female-dominated groups with one alpha male reigning supreme. But things can get rowdy if another male tries to muscle in. It's going to be a fight to determine who's the boss, and you can bet the dominant male won't back down easily. But here's where it gets really interesting. When these fish reach a certain age and size, they have the power to switch genders. That's right, the females can transform themselves into massive macho males. They disappear for a while, finding a secret hideout, and during this time the female undergoes a mind-blowing transformation. She goes from a smaller fish with ovaries to a hulking male with impressive gonads to match. Once the transformation is complete, the new male is ready to rumble. He'll likely challenge an older male and take over his leadership role. It's a battle for dominance, fish style. Now, the Asian Sheepshead Rassa isn't the only fish with these gender-bending abilities. Other fish can also switch, but usually in the opposite direction, from male to female. And there are even some species that are fully hermaphroditic, meaning they can reproduce on their own through self-fertilization. Talk about being self-sufficient. These gender-changing tricks are clever and useful adaptations in the treacherous depths of the sea. So before we continue, it's time for today's subscriber's pick. The anglerfish. This fish is straight out of a sci-fi movie, but believe it or not, it's the real deal. The depths of our oceans hold stranger creatures than any fictional tale. Now, take a good look at this creature. It's like something you'd find in the Marvel universe. But here's the kicker. It dwells in the pitch-black depths where no sunlight can reach. That's why it has a handy-dandy light dangling from its head. But wait, there's more. That light isn't just for show, it's a clever trap. Both male and female anglerfish have this glowing lure, and it's irresistible to unsuspecting prey. Like moths drawn to a flame, the prey swims toward the light, seeking solace from the darkness. Little do they know, the anglerfish has other plans. It reveals its true colors and devours its unsuspecting victim. Talk about being creepy and cunning. So, my fellow adventurers, what do you think of the anglerfish? Is it the Loki of the seas, deceiving its prey with its dazzling light? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 3. The Stonefish. The Stonefish is one that can turn your sunny beach day into a painful experience. Brace yourself because these guys are no joke. So next time you decide to take a leisurely swim in the tropical waters of the Indo-Pacific, keep an eye out for these sneaky creatures. The stonefish is a master of disguise and ranks among the deadliest animals on the planet. They're not to be messed with. These clever tricksters hang out on the ocean floor, perfectly blending in with the rocks around them. You might think they're just harmless stones, but oh no, they have a wicked agenda. Hidden along their back are 13 venomous spines, and even the slightest touch can trigger a venomous attack. Step on one of these bad boys, and you're in for a world of pain. The sting is excruciating,